Hello everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening frequency meditation. I hope you all had a great week. I'm back in Vancouver. I'm back hanging out here at the beach. I've got the kid with me because didn't bring a lead, so I got to keep him on a little bit in control right now. He likes to wander, and it's been a week. It's been a week for a lot of people. There's been a lot of shifts. We had Lionsgate. That is the ripple effect from that as well. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people are really starting to see that next version of themselves. And by being able to tap into that technology, which it is a recent technology, by the way, of being able to see, feel, experience that next version of who you can be, perhaps it's the 8th next version for those of you who are advanced and quantum jump safely. Great. We're able to see that next version, and in reference, we're able to see the distortions, the filters of the role we're playing here currently. By able to have a reference point of who you can become, it's easier for you to walk away from that person you are right now. And as we come into time, into this present moment right here, and as we come into our body right here, right now, we become in more alignment with our timeless self. The science behind that is that our timeless self, our spirit universe, is perfect. It's in total truth with a capital T. The past does not exist. It's happened. We can redefine what happened to us and bring in a clearer meaning, which will happen for you, for those of you who are on this journey. It hasn't already, but we can't change the events. There's no source anymore attached to it. It does not exist. Same like the future. The future moment, which most of us try and create the future moment through the future moment, that does not exist yet. And we're trying to create something through our filters. So our timeless self can only be in truth, can only be in this present moment. When we come into the present moment, when we come into our body, that is when we're in the best alignment with our timeless self. And that is when the narrative begins. That is when that connection happens, that conscious connection, that two-way narrative, and we start to receive the knowledge of what persona we're playing here that really is not us. And with that awareness, that awakening, we're able to walk away and disconnect from those programs. And this is where really true, fast, permanent, I was about to say transformation, but in fact, it's not a transformation. It's a transportation into a better reality. And that's what we do here. I generate frequencies from nature. For me, they are the clearest, purest frequencies that I have access to in this 4D. We are in a 4D. Many people say 3D, but we're in time, we're in motion. Those are the clearest I can hear. And those frequencies are so powerful, I don't really have to go elsewhere looking for something more powerful. They do the job for this human. So I tune into those, I copy those, I bring alignment, and that's what I do, and help you come into an alignment, come into a harmony as a denominator. And with that, as we are all our own combination of frequencies, no one's the same, there is no one person. So it's kind of like trying to use that old paradigm of teaching, one person teaching 40 kids the same subject at the same time. As we're all different, that frequency, that denominator, then fuses in with your frequencies to bring about the most efficient, gentle, and with ease change in yourself. So let's bring that in, let's experience it. We don't have to use the mind, we don't have to use affirmations, we don't have to have visions. Let's just experience it deeply as you shift in that more optimal alignment, reality. And then again, I'll repeat this, it's then we start, not the work, we start the party, because that's when things are revealed to us about how brilliant we all truly are. So with that, let's kick back, and I'll see you all next week. So as we are coming here right now, being in the center of our body, notice our body, notice where the skin ends, and all of our inner workings within this physical fractal of who we are, one aspect of who we are. So let's take a deep breath in, taking a breath in from the core of the earth with these frequencies that align us, bring us into harmony, all the way up through either our base to our pedestal, so like being in a museum, you the masterpiece in your pedestal, or all the way up from the core of the earth through the whole body, to the top of your crown, staying there. Add another disciplined breath in. And for those of you who are new with the breath, it's about just being disciplined. So as we breathe in to whatever count you choose, it can be a count of 5 or 4, and then we hold it for that same count. And then we exhale through the mouth to a little bit longer count. It's just about being in control of your breath. It sets the motion of being in control for this whole meditation. And as is a frequency meditation, it's not so much what I say. What I say is just information that you receive through your filters. It's more of the frequencies that are being generated. These frequencies from the core of the earth that bring us into alignment and harmony in that movement of precision, of synchronicity. And another breath in, and noting our chest area, centered in this inner physical environment of ours where the skin stops and all of our inward workings are. And let's just pause here in this moment of time where our timeless self is paused in a dynamic environment. And noticing the top of your head. Going to the brain area, the left side of the brain, that analytical side, the right side, that creative side. And then the two fusing together, working together as our central hub. This is where I like to stay most of the time. It's the quietest place. It's a place where I can then hear from my timeless self. Taking a breath in and moving down the back of the neck, noticing the neck area. This is where another brain of ours is, the reptilian brain. Some people say it's higher up in the head. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it's located. We get caught up on all the details, the packaging, but it's really quite irrelevant. It's acknowledging there is a reptilian brain, or brain from our animal instincts. And asking here to our timeless self, with our attention on our reptilian brain, what do I need to release so I can come back more to my origin, where these instincts were pure, less distortions. As we breathe in from the core of the earth, bringing in these pure frequencies right through us. And in fact, it's not so much the distortions on our animalistic instincts that are out of alignment. Our instincts are our instincts. They're an expression of our timeless self. So asking more for clarity on the distortion of the communication between our timeless self and our reptilian brain. It's the relationship, the alignment. That perhaps is not in the best reality it can be. It's not about right, wrong, good, bad. It is what it is. It's where we're rendering ourselves here in what reality, and then in what dimensions in that reality are we creating ourselves as we take a deep breath in, disciplined. And noticing the groin area, noticing the heart area, noticing the brain area, bringing those three brains, in fact, together in harmony, in alignment, using nature's frequencies to bring that alignment. Just noticing how you're feeling right now. Taking another breath in. And then focusing just on being here, right now, in this time frame, this timeline. And letting that awareness come to you, and it will. Of what programs you've been operating under that has, if you like, been controlling you. We think we have free will. Very few people do. Very few people can think outside of their programs that are automatic, daily, non-stop. So there's not really free will there. But those who start awakening, the technology that comes in is being able to observe your programs without judgment. There's a difference between judgment and being discerning.
So as we start to observe distortions that have interfered, not necessarily intentionally interfered in that clear communication with our timeless self, but those distortions facilitated moving away, activating other realities. Off the path of your timeless self. It's like that Bluetooth connection. Your timeless self being source, you being the gadget. And as our timeless source is always here in this present moment, as mentioned, there's nothing else real, so it has to be here, only here. As we move away into different timelines, different realities, that connection gets glitchier and glitchier until, as we observe what's going on out there, if it gets too far away, it disconnects completely. It's the most efficient means of resetting you. So as we take a breath in, as we gain that awareness of what frequencies, not only have we brought into our inner environment, but also the corresponding frequencies that actually invited them in. You get that awareness. And as we bring it into our body, we embody this knowledge. We're able to observe what we can release. Taking another breath in, so that we have that clear connection. We move closer back to the source. We shift our realities, the dimensions within those realities, closer to source, where there's a clear communication. That clear communication always is about the truth of who you are. The master that you truly are. The brilliance that you truly are. And how that nothing is being denied, judged, is in fact that the reality we're in is creating the rule set that we believe who we are, with those limitations, that lack, that sacrifice, that non-deserving. So as a consequence, and it's always as a consequence, our outer environment, that is what is created. Breathing in, bringing in these frequencies from the earth to keep us aligned, so we are more receptive to receive this knowledge. So instead of trying to change our outer environment that's already been created, that's already here in this density, we go to what we call the precursor to those frequencies that created it in the first place. We get to edit there of what we don't want to bring with us to that next version of us. And at the same time, ask, what is it that I can bring in to this inner environment to create that next version? So we release what doesn't serve us, and at the same time we bring in what does serve us. And that is a process. It's a fascinating inner metamorphosis that we get to observe. And as we go through this process, which is never ending, we always get closer and closer. We receive deeper knowings. We receive more technologies. We understand how we create ourselves here. And as a consequence, our outer environment changes. Our health, our relationships, our finances, our possibilities, our enthusiasm, our vitality for life. That happens as a consequence. We don't have to seek that. It all starts when we're in that position of being here in our body in the present moment. And that's when this organic fusion with your timeless self really begins. That's why when we're not in that position and we go after either things in the outer environment or we go after spiritual connection knowledge, it's distorted. We never feel complete. We're always seeking. As we breathe in, and we can time travel. It's one of the abilities humans have. We do it all the time. We're always in the future moment and also in the past moment, but more of that's to do with trauma and resentment, revisiting. So if you choose, you can use this technology in a more beneficial way. Taking a breath in right now and just come into that central hub in the brain, where the right side and the left side fuse together. So for instance, if you'd like to receive some awareness on what is that next possible version you can become. Well, let's create a screen in front of us, a hologram if you like. arm's length in front of you. And imagine using our imagination also in a more beneficial way, which was intended. Imagination is always the first step of creating anything here. So give yourself permission to use your imagination to see what is that version of you you're stepping into like. How do you look? How do you feel inside? What is your energy like? Your perspective on opportunities, possibilities that come in. Where do you live? Who's in your life? How are those people in your life? What are those relationships like? What is your expression in this new version of you, of your timeless self? What are you going to create here? Just imagine. As you do that, I'll stay here, bringing in these frequencies from the core of the earth, nature, universe, planetary systems, all in harmony, fusing into your very unique, special combination of frequencies that make you up. And imagine there's no restrictions. We are so advanced that we can have any experience, create any experience in any time frame with no limitations at any time in our mind's eye. So then what if we could find that pathway to that reality that already exists, it's just not activated. And as we clear out those old programs and that old self that we have walked away from, or for some still in the process of walking away from, and that reality that we navigate to, for some through a wormhole, depends on which version you are creating. Could be your 9th version. And what if we understood then how to bring it here into density, to this form that we are, into this fractal that we are from the whole that we've already created it from. Well, there's no shortcuts here. There's no spiritual bypassing here. Your timeless self cares too much about you, has your back. Will not let that happen because you would get distorted. But what is fortunate now is we have the manual. We don't need to take shortcuts. There doesn't need to be sacrifice involved. It doesn't have to happen again like it's happened our whole lives, chasing after something. sacrificing ourselves to finally achieve it. And then just to find we're still incomplete. So we have to go after the next relationship or career or persona. Taking another deep breath in from the core of the earth, really tuning into these frequencies, bringing them in. You have access to them to help align you in that most optimal position in space and time, so you can activate the reality you've already created. So this is what's on offer for absolutely everyone. On the other side, there is no judgment. Nobody gets special treatment. Nobody gets left behind. It's all about our commitment, dedication, integrity. And through this metamorphosis of clearing out old programs and learning about these programs, how they've controlled you into different realities, or how you very readily and happily escaped into these realities. And why? What were you seeking outside of yourself? As we go through this process, that ability to create in this fourth dimension that we're in becomes your reality. So as we listen to any sounds around us, just noticing where those sounds are coming from, and then you and your body, noticing your ear and where the sounds come from, and then when they hit the ear, any scents that are in the air, noticing your nose, noticing where the scents come from as they hit your nose, that proximity. The taste in your mouth, that taste signals your inner chemistry, what to release to keep you in the best health you could be in the reality you are in right now. If you're not in good health, then ask your timeless self maybe, is there a better reality? Is my healing switch not turned on? Again, there's no judgment. It's not that you've done it wrong or you've created it. It just is what it is. And there's always a better place to create from. Noticing what's touching your skin right now, is it the breeze, the fabric? And then opening your eyes and looking at an object, where that object is, that object having no memory of you, no experience of you, it's completely objective, well-defined in its own self, in its own inner environment, and then noting where you are. And where are you in your inner environment? Or are you in the outer environment, fusing with other people's frequencies, realities, distortions, trying to define yourself there when it's already defined within? I'll leave you here, sign off in your own time. This is a one-on-one with you and your timeless self. And with that, I hope everybody has an amazing week, and I'll see you all next weekend.